stuff out of Wheeling, West Virginia. Boy, we've seen a lot, or heard a lot of thunder snow this year for sure, and that happened around 9 o'clock. All right, thank you for sending this in, Lynn. All right, number one, this is actually from YouTube, a snowman slide. That's right. This father built this for his daughters. He does this every year, something different, but this is an amazing thing. This is a slide. All right, it's got steps that you go up. And look how much fun. It goes all the way around it. It took him 80 hours to create this. Jim and I were talking about this earlier. Definitely Father of the Year goes to this guy right here. All right, upload those photos and video to weather.com/eyewitness. And if we choose your video for the top 5, we're going to send you something pretty cool in the mail from the Weather Channel. All right, next on Weather Center, the science behind the quake. Our experts will explain exactly what happened in the deadly New Zealand earthquake. Plus, our new series with master photographer Peter Lick premieres late next month, and here's a sneak peek.
Mom, where does non-dairy creamer come from?
Get real about what you put in your coffee. La Creme, real dairy from real cows in 4 amazing all-natural flavors. Get real. Get La Creme.
At TurboTax, we're all about making taxes easy, like SnapTax.
Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. I got the magic, baby. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Yes, it turns to gold. Everybody knows.
It's just one more way you can choose easy.
Excuse me. Your change. It's nice to know you can trust people. State Farm is counting on it. They want you to talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent, find out how you can get discounts up to 40%. See, State Farm insures 40 million drivers. That's more than Geico and Progressive combined. 40 million drivers, more savings, and discounts up to 40%. So call an agent at 1-800-STATE-FARM or go online.
I love working with animals, but my allergies put me in a fog. So now, I'm Claritin Clear. Claritin works great on all my allergies, like dust, mold, pollen, or pets, without making me drowsy. Because I want to be alert around this big guy. Live Claritin Clear, indoors and out.
And that's what brings me here today.
A hammer's great for 2x4s. When it comes to securing a foundation, you really should be using this Craftsman right angle impact driver. It's the right tool for the job.
Over 30,000 tools, 400 brands, and the expert advice to get it right the first time. Check out the Sears Tool Mega Sale. This Friday and Saturday, take 30% off all mechanics tool sets and tool storage over $99. Sears.
We now offer phone service for $1.70 a month with MagicJack. That's just $19.95 a year. $19.95 a year. We give you free local and long distance and your own phone number. How much could you save every month?
Over $100.
I'd say $40 to $50 a month.
About $40 a month.
About $50 a month.
You could save $500 to $1,000 a year. That's why over 6 million people have already made the switch to MagicJack. Start your savings today. Get MagicJack at Radio Shack.
That can of Pledge, under your sink, isn't just a great way to clean wood. Pledge is also gentle on leather, safe on stainless. Mr. Spot, great for shining motorcycles. Wood, come on, it's Pledge. Car seats and dashboards, hey there. Cleans laminate furniture or whatever that was, even granite. Today, Pledge shines a whole lot more than just end tables. It's your Pledge now.
SC Johnson, a family company.
The Weather Man.
It's been a crazy winter, and it's just getting crazier.
The Weather Team.
We have breaking news for you this morning.
We are getting remarkable images and stories.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 Eastern. Your daily forecast, news headlines, and the top story.
Literally the worst conditions I think I've ever been in.
Ready when you are, no matter the weather.
9 states under blizzard warnings. 9 states.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Through the storm and beyond.
The Weather Channel, the Winter Weather Authority. Now you're local on the 8s.
All right, Cantore Stories is just moments away, and tonight Jim is taking us to Tofina, British Columbia. And if you ever thought about a place to go storm watching, he says this is it. Catch it all on Storm Stories at the top of the hour, right after Weather Center. Hey, we're also following the deadly 6.3 magnitude earthquake that struck Christchurch, New Zealand during the Monday lunch hour. Now, New Zealand is positioned in a seismically active part of the world, but the past few months have been particularly problematic for the country. Julie Martin looks at the science behind this latest tragedy and what makes it unique.
Can you call out to us, please?
As the search for survivors continues in Christchurch, people who lived through the 6.3 magnitude quake are shocked by its power.
It had all collapsed, so we were just on a concrete edge of the building.
New Zealand is located in the Ring of Fire, an intense zone of seismic activity. It straddles two of the world's major tectonic plates. As the plates grind over, under, or alongside one another, they create fracture zones known as strike-slip faults. Eventually, something has to give.
The September one was the major starting event for all the earthquakes in the Christchurch area. It's the largest event that's occurred, and essentially every other event that's happened would be considered an aftershock of that main event.
Professor Kevin Furlong witnessed the 7.1 magnitude earthquake that rocked the region last September. While this event ranked lower on the magnitude scale, he says two things made it far more devastating: how shallow it was and exactly where it happened.
So most of its energy was actually directed to the structures and the shallow features of the earth. It's very close to the city of Christchurch, just on the south edge of the city, and by being very shallow and within just less than 5 or 10 miles from the center of the city, most of the energy that was generated during the earthquake was essentially available to do damage.
Furlong says many of Christchurch's older buildings were already in a weakened state from seismic activity in the past when this quake struck, including its now fallen cathedral. I'm Julie Martin, the Weather Channel.
And you know, some of the most amazing images of the aftermath of the New Zealand earthquake have actually been coming from social media sites like Twitter. And meteorologist Mark Elliott is in the Digital Media Center with more.
Just terrible scenes coming out of the Christchurch area in New Zealand. Let me show you some pictures of the destruction. Now first, this picture looks pretty nice, and this is the iconic church, the cathedral that actually survived the first earthquake about a half a year ago. Not so lucky with round number 2. That spire now completely gone, just crumbled down to the ground, and there were people running for cover coming out of that cathedral. Of course, it wasn't just the buildings crumpling that were the problems. We also had fires starting across the area, so firefighters and rescue crews going on at the same time, and that was a common scene. Of course, we also have the long walk to cleanup going on today. Broken streets just about everywhere. Kim, back to you.
All right, Wednesday is hump day, the middle of the week. Let's get you over the hump. All right, here's a quick look at the radar. It looks pretty quiet, at least right now, if I say so myself. Pacific Northwest is going to change. We've had some thunderstorms, elevated thunderstorms trying to develop. Severe threat is really going to be higher tomorrow night into Thursday. Pacific Northwest, and starting to see a little action on the radar here. Nothing major yet, except long interstate, I believe, up here 94 actually closed because of the snowfall rates that we've been seeing. So the forecast is calling for this trough to continue over the west, which means we're going to keep the cold air in place. Arctic air coming in and spilling over the Cascades will mean the cold air settling into Seattle and Portland. And with the low approaching, that's going to mean some decent amounts of snow for us over the next 24, 48 hours. So let's take in some of the interstates. If you're traveling here tomorrow, again, traveling 5, not a good idea, especially during the afternoon hours. Winter storm warnings up for Seattle and Portland. These areas could see 2 to 6 inches of snowfall, and it's going to get really cold temperatures, probably dropping to the low 30s. And that could mean some rough commuting weather. All right, thanks for joining me tonight on Weather Center, and Jim as well. Have a great Wednesday, everyone, and keep it tuned to the Weather Channel. Cantore Stories is next, the top of the hour, followed by Storm Riders and Full Force Nature. And the First Outlook crew will actually be joining you live at 4 o'clock Eastern for an update on the radar and the forecast to get you going for the day. We're going to leave you now with a live look at Las Vegas. Everybody's still awake. Well, it's still kind of early there, having a grand old time, and look at some decent weather around Las Vegas. We will see some rain heading towards you, though, towards the weekend. 45 degrees and clear skies. Have a good night, everybody.
This program was brought to you by your local Lexus dealer.
Hey, I am really distracted by this sandwich. I'm probably going to veer into your lane, so watch out.
Accidents don't announce themselves. That's why the RX helps protect you with 360 degrees of safety. See your Lexus dealer.
What can you do with plain white rice? When you pour Chunky Sirloin Burger soup over it, you can do dinner. 4 minutes, around $4. Campbell's Chunky. It's amazing what soup can do.
Introducing DeliFresh, fresh refrigerated food for dogs. DeliFresh is an all-natural meal of fresh meats and vegetables with no preservatives or byproducts. Find it in the refrigerator at your local pet store. DeliFresh, dog food redefined.
My wife and I want to lower our cholesterol, but finding healthy food that tastes good is torturous.
Your father's suffering.
Honey Nut Cheerio cereal tastes great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy. Be healthy.
I'm in pain.
Quality and reliability are more than words here. It's personal. I have diabetes, so I'm proud to manufacture the Accu-Check Aviva meters and test strips here in the USA. And now, we put a prescription discount card in every box, so you'll pay no more than $15 on test strips, which is a true American value for people with diabetes, like me.
Accu-Check Aviva, born in the USA.
I can't get rid of these weeds or these nasal allergies.
I know what works differently than many other allergy medications. Omneris. Omneris to the nose. Did you know nasal symptoms like congestion can be caused by allergic inflammation? Omneris relieves your symptoms by fighting inflammation. Side effects may include headache, nosebleed, and sore throat.
I nip my allergy symptoms in the bud.
Omneris. Ask your doctor. Battling nasal allergy symptoms? Omneris combats the cause. Get Omneris for only $11 at omneris.com.
Next on Cantore Stories. For Jim Cantore, it's heaven on earth.
Howling wind, horizontal rain, and pounding surf.
The Storm Tracker discovers a storm watcher's paradise.
The windier and the stormier, the better.
Cantore Stories, coming up next on the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station or newspaper.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel. And now, your local on the 8s.